What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. In this video I will be talking, expressing, explaining what it's like being Mexican American in the US. This might get deep, this might get personal, so I really hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from with this talk. Next week I will upload a video of what it's like being Mexican American but in Mexico. So if you guys enjoy this video, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy next week's video. The reason why I want to talk about this subject is because I got inspired by this YouTuber called Super Holly. I didn't really know about her until a few days back. I started watching some of her videos on the channel, and I saw this one where she talks about what it's like living in the US and living in Mexico, moving back and forth, and you know, everything that she had to go through, all the struggles, the good, the bad times. So I can say that she gave me an idea of doing a similar thing, but the thing that gave me, you know, the push of actually doing this video was yesterday. So you guys won't get confused with the dates. I'm recording this video Sunday, April 26th. So yesterday, Saturday, last night, I was doing some homework and I saw this post on Facebook of this YouTuber that passed away. Some of you guys might not know him. If you're my age or older, you might have heard of him. His name was Sergio Rasta, and I just got the news yesterday that he passed away. The news has been out for a week, I think, but the weird thing is that he passed over a year ago and nobody knew. But the weirdest thing is that I was actually thinking about him a few days ago. I was remembering when I would watch his videos back when I was in 6th grade, and for me he was like the first YouTuber, because back in the day YouTube wasn't really used for vlogs nor these type of videos, just for like music. I really thought that his videos were funny. I thought that he was a very talented guy. I would always relate to his videos because he would talk about Mexican stuff, you know. For example, you know you're Mexican if you should date a Mexican guy or girl because of this. So the passing of Sergio kind of got to me because of, you know, all these things that I just mentioned. I want to dedicate this video to him. I know it's a bit late to do so, but like I said, nobody knew about his passing. So rest in peace, Sergio Rasta. Thank you so much for making me laugh with your videos, for, you know, getting me into YouTube pretty much. So I guess in some sort of way I have my YouTube channel thanks to you. So with that being said, let's begin. To get into this video, I have to go all the way back and start talking about my parents, because I'm making this video because of them. I'm Mexican American because of them. So some of you guys might already know this. My parents immigrated to the US back in 1987. They first stayed in California for a couple of months, then they moved to Indiana, where I was born. They moved to find a better place, and not just for them, but for us, their kids. A lot of immigrant parents sacrifice a lot to give a better life to their kids. I know that a lot of us can relate to this, and a lot of parents have their story explaining everything that they had to go through to get where they are today. As their children, we're really grateful for everything that they've done for us. Everything I have right now, or I can speak for myself, that everything I have right now and the position that I'm at right now is because of them. So, you know, I'm really grateful for that. So my parents first got to California. They stayed there for a couple of months, and after that they moved to Indiana. My parents stayed at my cousin's home for a couple of months until they found an apartment. And my parents found this apartment because of this this lovely woman that helped us out in the beginning. She's actually my godmother, mi madrina de bautismo. Words can't describe how much she helped out my parents, you know, with the apartment, with doctor appointments for my mom when she was pregnant of me, with clothes, with money, with a lot of things. My parents describe her as a guardian angel because she helped out a lot in the first years and the first struggling years. So Madrina, if you're watching this, thank you so much for everything that you did for us. We love you so much, and we hope you're doing good wherever you're at. And something that I forgot to mention was that when my parents moved to the US, my mom was pregnant with me. So when they moved into that apartment, they didn't have anything. They would sleep like on sheets. They didn't have bowls, plates, forks, nothing to eat with. They didn't have money, they didn't have clothes, they didn't have a bed, they didn't have wardrobes, furniture, they didn't have anything at all. They went with nothing in the search of a better life. So by the time I was born, my dad already had a job, my mom was babysitting, and little by little money started coming in, and my parents started giving the apartment a look that an apartment should have. And I can happily say that even though it was a 2-bedroom apartment, I lived my best moments there. I lived my best stage of life there. And while living in the US, we never moved from the apartment. I lived my first 14 years there. And now that I think about it, I also have to thank the landlord. He was a good man to my parents. He helped us out when times were difficult. So thank you to you too, Tom. So a couple of years passed, my parents started getting used to the lifestyle over there. When I was 3, I started preschool, and since my first language is Spanish, I struggled a little bit with that. I remember I would go up to kids and start speaking Spanish to them, thinking that everyone spoke Spanish. And since that wasn't the case, they would respond back in English, and I would just leave thinking to myself, what did this kid just say? For example, this one time when I was in kindergarten, I went up to this kid that had Hispanic aspects. By this time I already knew how to differentiate from a Hispanic looking person from a non-Hispanic looking person. So it was the first day of kindergarten. I went up to this kid and asked him what we had to do, but in Spanish. And for my surprise, he didn't know how to speak Spanish. I went back to my place, a bit embarrassed, I do have to say. But the good thing is that my teacher had this translator that would help her out with us. So whenever we had problems saying something in English, we would go up to her and tell her. Then I started first grade, and by that time my English did start getting better. But something that I noticed was that all my classmates and even my teacher were Hispanic. So out of curiosity, I did ask my teacher, oiga maestra, ¿por qué hay puros mexicanos en el salón? And she said, en este año de clase les vamos a ayudar con su inglés. And it was true. Since my teacher did know how to speak English and Spanish, it helped out a lot. And the thing I liked about that teacher was that she would go to our house and see how we were doing with our English. And she also helped me out with my Spanish, because once you get out of home, start going to school, start having friends, start going out on the street, you start speaking English more and you start forgetting about Spanish. In my case, when we were at home, we would speak Spanish, and when we were at school or not at home, we would speak English. That's why we were fluent with our Spanish and with our English, because there's a lot of kids out there that don't get the chance to learn Spanish, even though they live in a household full of people who do speak Spanish. I guess their parents never made them speak Spanish, because they will say yo no sabo instead of yo no sé. The rest of elementary was normal for me, kept improving on both of my languages. Made a lot of friends with different ethnicities. And that's the thing I like about the US. It's a country made up of different races, ethnicities. And it's nice to live in a place like that, because you get to know different people, where they come from, their background story, their different cultures. And that's why I think the US is a diverse country, because a lot of people from different regions, different parts of the world with their cultures come to the country with their things. For example, their food. You can find a Chinese restaurant wherever you go, an Indian, Italian, Mexican restaurant, and I just think it's nice. You get to know more about the world. Then I started middle school, and my middle school was filled up with a lot of Latinos. If I'm not wrong, half of my middle school were Latinos. When I would hang out with my Hispanic friends, we didn't just speak Spanish, or we didn't just speak English. We would speak Spanglish, which is a combination of both languages. If you had a conversation with someone in English and you forget how to say something, you would say in Spanish, or the other way around. For me, it's so much easier to speak both languages in one, and for the other person to understand me instead of just speaking one. And I got so used to it that I still do it here in Mexico with some of my friends. So that was kind of a story of me growing up in school. Now I'm going to talk about how life was out of school. Growing up in my apartment in my big backyard, hanging out with my friends, were the best moments. I think I had the best childhood, and for nothing in the world would I change it. I was the last generation to not have all of this technology in front of me, all them tablets, phones, laptops like kids do now. So if any kids are watching this video, I suggest you to go out and play. You hear all them kids playing outside? Go out and play, have fun, make friends, pick up a ball, play a sport, get in trouble, be mischievous, get hurt. And I know I shouldn't be saying this, but trust me that when you live through that, that's when you learn about life. and those are your best moments. When I was a kid, I would gather up with my friends and we would do Jackass. I don't know if you guys know about Jackass, you know about Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Wee Man. We would gather up and replicate all their stunts. I mean, I know that we always get displayed that don't try this at home, but I know that no kid obeys that. Sometimes when I start thinking about my childhood and start getting, you know, deep into all the moments, all the experiences that I lived through, I kind of get sad because I want to go back and live all of that again. If I had one wish, I would wish to be a kid again. I think it's like the best stage in life. So kids, go out and play. Have lots and lots of fun. Well, not right now because of this whole virus thing. So once this ends, have the most fun possible, because you know a kid's nature is to have fun. Then you grow up and start having responsibilities, obligations. You start stressing over stuff, worrying over stuff. And trust me, that's not fun. So try to enjoy your kid life now that you have it with you. I got a bit out of topic, I'm sorry. But anyways, growing up, my mom had Medicaid because of my brothers and I. Medicaid is when the government helps out the people who need the most help on some food supplies, with health, etc. And since I was a citizen, I had my health insurance. You know, I never had problems with doctor's appointments, with dentist appointments. Everything was covered by the state. And I'm just grateful that I had all the opportunities that everyone else had. But I can't speak for my parents, you know, they passed through a lot of problems, a lot of scary moments, and that's why I think that most children from immigrant parents are like very thankful and very united, because we see what our parents went through, and I can't imagine myself if I would have gone through the same way that they did. And talking about unity, that's why you're always gonna see a Mexican helping another Mexican out, all the Latinos together, and pretty much all the immigrants together, united, supporting each other. Most people who immigrate to another country don't go out to do bad things, to be criminals. You know, we just want a better life. We want to find better things. We have a dream in mind, and we just want to go find it, want to go achieve, accomplish a lot of things. And I say I because I speak for my parents. I think if you have the opportunity to speak up, if you have the freedom of speech, and you know you have the opportunity to be heard, don't stand down from nothing. Help out your parents, help out your neighbors, your friends, help out anyone that doesn't have that same opportunity as you have. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of white people out there, and I'm sorry for the expression, but that's how society classifies us as. You know, whites, browns, blacks, yellows. There's a lot of white people that help out in tremendous ways. My madrina, the one that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, was white. Her husband was Mexican. And with that being said, she was our guardian angel. If there's people out there that do bad things, it's not because of our race, skin color. Nothing of that has to do with their actions. And also good things, because yesterday I was reading a headline that said something about black teenagers that invented something to clean up the ocean, and it included the word black. And I mean, I got a bit sad on why do we have to like classify each other like that. Like, if you do something, oh, it's because he was black. If you do this something, oh, it's because he was white. Like, we're all the same. Skin color doesn't matter. I mean, yes, if you accomplish something good, you should be proud of where you come from, proud of your background. But the way that headline was expressed didn't make me feel good about it. A lot of people that don't know the US might think that it's a racist country, that it's a backstabbing country. And let me tell you that this is not true at all. This is a country with opportunities. Yes, maybe racism might exist, but that's not just in the United States. Racism exists all over the world, not just in this country. So I think that people need to take that stereotype, that misunderstanding out of their heads, because people like my parents accomplished a lot of things being in that country. And if we're in Mexico right now, it's because of a reason. My parents are done with their journey in the United States. They accomplished their goals. They did what they had to do for us to be where we are right now. And trust me that if it wouldn't been for the US and for all those wonderful people that helped us out, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now. So to end this, I just want to thank all those people out there who took their time to help us. You know, the US is a wonderful country. It's a beautiful country. I lived very good moments there that I wouldn't change for nothing. One day in the future, I will go back and start my life there. And I kind of made this video about myself. I know that all of these things that I just mentioned doesn't apply for everyone out there. I know that there's a lot of people that go through bad situations, through a lot of problems, for example, deportation. just to mention one out of thousands of other problems that could exist out there. But let me just tell you that you're not alone. There's always a guardian angel that's going to help you. So keep your head up, keep fighting for what you want, for what you're looking for. Don't give up, never give up. And also support other people that are also going through hard times. If we unite como la raza que somos, we're unstoppable. Juntos sí se puede, and you gotta keep that in mind. So that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I was gonna go this was something very personal for me. So if you like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would mean a lot to me. And I would also like to get to know you guys better, to see your stories. You know, I'm a person that wants to get to know their supporters better, to interact with them in any way possible. So if you guys want to mention anything about the subject, tell your stories, or just mention anything related to this, I would be happy to read all of them. In next week's video, I'm going to be ending this topic. I'm going to be talking about the same things, but this time how it's like being Mexican American in Mexico. So make sure to turn my post notifications on so you won't miss this video. And also make sure to comment, subscribe down below to get a shout out. I do want to give a shout out to this next guy that I'm going to mention, not because he commented subscribe. He left a comment that left me speechless. The support that I read, that I saw in that comment was something big for me. So SPM, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Because of people like you is why I do these videos. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I really hope to keep entertaining you with my videos. Until next time.